All right, I'm going to take you through Scorevision, and we're going to go through the Producer App. Notice I've already had the login credentials, and we're going to connect to SV1. We could connect to either, but Scorevision recommends SV1. And then right now, if you look at the board, we should be in pregame. Let's select pregame. I'll have that up, and you can see I've set it to about 30 minutes. So let's say we're 29 minutes before the game starts. We should run some commercials, and that's in the bins down here, and I'm in the playlist bin. You can see we have football quicks, hype, and I'll go through all these very quickly. Here's all the bins. I am in the playlist bin, and we're gonna play now, and you can see on the board that it is playing commercials. Now we can stop anything that's running by this stop button right here. So we're gonna stop that actually. Let's go, so we've played the commercials. You should play that a couple times before the game starts, and then we're going to play those during the halftime as well. Now there are video controls. If you go to the hamburger menu, we have dashboard and video controls. If you go to video controls, we want to make sure that's selected. And I'll have most of this, if not all this, set up before the game. We're going to make sure that everything applies to SV1. And we can turn the screen up, we can turn the screen down. At the beginning of the game, since it's bright out, we'll have it about 65%-ish, about right there. And then by the end of the game, you can keep turning it down. You can go all the way down to like 25%, 30%, but adjust as you go. If it seems too bright, go ahead and turn it down. And you can see it's applied to the board right away. The main menu is the dashboard. So we're going to go to the dashboard, and we've talked about playing the commercials. Well, there are different modes to the board. You can see we have scoreboard, and it goes to the scoreboard. Now, during pregame, teams really don't like that because they want to see that clock counting down. We also have stadium mode, which is the game clock and score, and that's where we play all the media. But right now, we're talking about pregame, and you can see the clock is counting down on the bottom there, and they want to see that. So there's the modes. Let's say we've played the commercials. Let's say that we're going to do starting lineups for the home team. And here I have intros, bin number 5. So we're going to hit bin number 5. And as these players' names are read, we're going to click on the name, and we're going to make sure that pregame is selected, and it should be pretty much automatically. Now this has a 5-second time, but if we switch to the next player, that's okay. We're going to hit play now. There's the first player as the announcer is introducing them. So number 22, so-and-so, position, here we go. On to number 72, position, and you can see that each player is coming up on the board. And you go through all 11 players as they're being read. And I usually get to the next one when the number is set. So number 10, whatever his name is. And then number 12, and I'll hit the next player. And so we go through the intros. Now, if we have videos for every kid, we'll play videos, but some of these might be pictures. And like I said, you can stop anything you want just by hitting that stop button, or you can just go hit that twice. Oh, that's not even working. How come that's still up? Scoreboard, pregame. All right, now he's off. So there's intros. So we'll go through the intros, and you'll just click each one as they go. Now, in order to play them, like I said, this mode and this mode has to be the same, or else we're going to have trouble playing them. As long as the modes are the same, we're fine. So we've gone through that. All right, now what if pregame ends? I'm going to end pregame, and you can see it goes to the clock, goes to the scoreboard. If you get off a mode, let's say you actually, you're in stadium mode, but we should be on the big clock. That's all right, you can just switch it over, no big deal. You can switch back and forth. Pregame is going to say, wait a minute, why are you going to pregame? That's not really makes sense. So we'll click that off. These are the two modes that you're going to stay in during the game. So there's scoreboard. So let's say, here's the bins we have. I'm going to get that out of there. We have football quicks. So that's like, here's the first down right here. And what are we doing? Scoreboard. Oh, there we go. Pregame. No, we're not on pregame. We are on stadium. Stadium, and it plays. There we go. Or we can have second down. See, we're on stadium. Stadium here, play. We'll let it run through now, and you can see that it should switch back to scoreboard when it's done. There, it's done, and it didn't switch, so we're going to hit scoreboard. Third down, play, and it should return to previous layout when content finishes. Play. So let's see third down go through. There's third down going through. And it should go back. There we go. That one went back. Let's see why that didn't. That's checked. Play now. You could stop it if you hit the wrong down. Let's say you thought it was second down and it's actually third. Let's say you thought it was second down, but it's actually, you realize, oh man, it's third down. Just hit stop and it'll stop. Otherwise, we have hype quicks, like hype quicks, which is like great play. And if you want to stop it, you can always stop it. This is, let's see what this one is. This is make some noise, and you can just play pretty much anything you want. Here's all of the players' picks, at least for Elkhorn North. I picked Elkhorn North because they have their videos and pictures done, and you can show that if the number 14 made a great play, you can throw him up, and then you can just stop it. And again, if it stays on stadium mode, you can just switch it over to scoreboard mode. We also have player videos right here. This is kind of them catching the ball, and there's no sound with this. Now you got to be careful because you shouldn't play sound during the game. And I'll make the bins to be very noticeable that some play sound and don't. Maybe I'll put like the 5 intros will say sound next to it, so you know not to play that during the game. But there's the modes. The video controls are up here. You can change the screen levels, go back to dashboard, and those are the bins that you're going to kind of stay in. So as a player makes a good play, maybe 25 made a good play, you can throw him up there. If you want, if it's, we got a whole bunch of other things here. This one's scoring a touchdown. This one is a turnover. And see how you can play the next one without really stopping if you don't want to. There's a sack, and we can just stop it. Otherwise, there are other modes, but you kind of stay out of that. We don't really go full screen for football games because it really just kind of, you don't have the clock or the time or anything on there. So these are the two that you're pretty much going to stay in the whole time. And you can see how it affects the scoreboard. And you really can't mess things up just by playing something. It's really not a big deal. They just need to see that time and score. And these two modes keep it in that time and score. Then when you're done, you hit log out and you're good to go.